Welcome to the SCR Home Financing Podcast, where we believe a legacy is something you build, not just something you leave behind. And now, here's your host, Jeff Chisum.
Hey, this is Jeff Chisum with the STR Home Financing Podcast. Hope you are doing well. Welcome to episode 49. This episode is titled DSCR Revisited. Yes, we have covered this subject, but it's been a while. In this day and age, this environment, I wanted to come back to it because time and time again, I find people just don't know about the product, or they don't know some of the finer details, points about the product that could be beneficial in their investing journey. So here we go, keeping it to less than 10 minutes. What is DSCR? So it stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. So with this DSCR loan, from a qualifying standpoint, what makes it extremely different is we will not use your personal income to qualify you for the loan. So we're not looking at tax returns, we're not looking at W-2s, things of that nature, where we would calculate a personal income and with that calculate a debt to income ratio. So there's no debt to income ratio standard because we're not using your personal income. We are looking at the property's ability to generate income, gross income, that would meet or exceed the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment. So it's really that simple. We want to find properties, just like you want to find properties, that would perform in order to give them an approval. What does a DSCR loan typically look like, from who's going on the loan, the structuring, the loan to value? What are some of those requirements? The pre-approval process, which you still can get a pre-approval process, even though you don't have a property specifically picked out. It does help if you have an area picked out, and I'll tell you about that here in just a moment. So there is a credit standard. You have to have a minimum credit score, typically 680. To be able to do a DSCR loan. You have to have at least 6 months in reserves for the PITI payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment for the proposed property. So minimum down payment is typically going to be 20% for an experienced investor. That's someone who has owned a cash flow producing property for at least 12 months in the past 12 months. And that loan can be done in the name of an LLC, and you can hold title day one in the name of an LLC. It does require a personal guarantor, so that's going to be the person that we're pulling credit on, making sure there's no mortgage lates, and that debt will be reported on the credit. You will have that debt obligation on your personal credit. Now, there are some companies that do offer products that are fully in a name of an LLC, non-recourse loans. Sorry, I couldn't think of the terminology, non-recourse loans. So that's where you wouldn't be a personal guarantor. It doesn't go on your personal credit, but many times in those cases, it's going to require a larger down payment. It's going to carry a higher interest rate. There may be additional fees associated with it. It does exist, but there's a price that you're going to pay. Maybe it's worth it for you. So DSCR loan, for the pre-approval, you go through the same process. You fill out an application, we pull credit, we make sure that you have the reserves, the down payment requirements. And then from there, when I say it helps to have an area picked out, we can look at the data up front in that area for the type of property that you're looking at to see if it's favorable to show that cash flow that you're going to need to get the approval. So typically that's going to be the bedroom count, the bathroom count, the occupancy maximum that this property that you're looking for is going to support. And we can give you the green light on whether it looks favorable for an approval. So definitely want that pre-approval in place. Definitely want to have that letter ready to go. You definitely want to have an idea of what your PITI payment's going to look like, your cash to close, all of those particulars when you're analyzing deals prior to making an offer, just so that you're comfortable with what that property is going to look like in relation to your performance expectations. So I hope this helps give you a general idea of what a DSCR loan looks like. Next episode, I really want to cover, as you're shopping DSCR lenders, the questions that you're going to want to ask to make sure you're not going to find yourself in a situation where you're blindsided during a contract period. So stay tuned for that episode. Episode 50. Can't believe we're here. It's been great. It's been great to connect with so many people that are doing amazing things out there, building their financial legacy, building their legacy for their family, and how they're demonstrating what it looks like to be an action taker. And so always happy to jump on a phone call. Best way to connect with me is to go to strhomefinancing.com. Got some great information there on my website to educate people on the STR space. That's the other thing that I would mention is the investor that we're using has not waned from their appetite for using STR data. So I'm going to get more into that in the next episode. Stay tuned. Love to connect with you. Schedule a call anytime. Until next time.
Jeff Chisum is a registered mortgage loan officer with CMG Home Loans, NMLS ID 1820. CMG Home Loans is an equal housing lender. All programs, products, and terms discussed on this show are subject to change without notice.